There's a bird we don't often see eating our seeds. I'm currently in the process of unboxing a family heirloom which was posted over to me from the UK. So let's see what's inside the box. Comprehensively wrapped, very useful for starting the fire. So far so good. Here we have it. It is a writing slope, and actually, to be honest, part of the reason it was sent here is because it needs a little bit of TLC, and Will was asked if he fancied taking it on as a project, and he said yes. And this is what it looks like inside. I'll maybe show you it a bit better a bit later, but duty calls and I'll catch up with you soon. I am in the Brumby on this glorious sunny afternoon. Come with me as I head down the drive to finish or at least break the back on a project that I started a couple of days ago. I've already cleared away one, the biggest one, but you can see the twiggy remnants here which I raked away. Essentially in the great wind, some of these dead acacia trees that aligned the drive came down. So you can see some there, one that snapped. There was a gigantic one which lay here, and then over here. There's another tree or two which fell over. These ones aren't actually dead. But what I am going to do today is tidy this lot up. Shouldn't take too long, but I just prefer to have this kind of stuff off the ground and out of the way. Well, I did do these in the end. I just couldn't stand the untidiness. And although you probably won't be able to really spot the difference, I did all of that. And along with the gigantic one I already have up in the wood processing area. Handy little piece of free wood there. This basically filled itself, so what I had to do is chop it up, and now I'll need to chop it up again and add it to the stack. This is what I already brought up. You can maybe see it was quite a big tree. Let's see what we can do. I bought the new moisture meter I got a while ago over with me, because I've noticed with acacia wood you can think that it'll be at a good moisture level, but for some reason it can retain quite a lot of moisture in the middle. Like for example this piece, which is from a different tree that I've just chopped up. Just, you might not be able to see, but to me it's very damp looking, whereas this is nice and dry looking. So the reason I want to differentiate is because we have under here the wood generally that I process from up the top once a week. This is wood that has a low enough moisture content to mean that we can burn it straight away. So I call this the house wood. And then over here we have our piles of wood that is seasoning. So this will be wood that I hope will be ready for next autumn winter. Certainly if it goes through a nice hot summer, that will be inevitably the case. I have the moisture meter because what I don't want to do is put damp wood on the house pile. I want the moisture to be below 20 ideally, and then it's good to burn. So I'll crack on with that and maybe catch up with you later or possibly tomorrow. I spent the morning mowing the wider lawns on the ride-on mower for the first time, and actually I mowed the house lawns too. I didn't film it because I wasn't in the mood. But never fear, there's more mowing opportunities coming up, maybe even as early as tomorrow when I'll be mowing the driveway, so perhaps you'll get involved in that. But also don't worry, there's plenty more where that came from in the next few months. But I have been catching up on a few projects and I thought I'd just update you on that for the time being. Vita thought she'd like to update you too, although actually she wasn't that helpful. She does like to take the credit. It's just little things really. You may have noticed in the background, you may have not. Quite a lot of grass and stuff growing up along the side of the house here. That's our bathroom. That's our guest bedroom for context. That's our bedroom. So I just took that all out, help protect the house from going on fire. And then I scraped along here where quite a lot of moss and other plants have started to grow. I don't mind the look of it, I think moss is beautiful, but the words that I read years ago, any plant can go on fire, have haunted me. So in preparation I just like to tidy that up. And then in a similar vein, there's this little gutter here which does accumulate all sorts of debris. So I got the hose pipe down it and I got my trusty brush and I used a combination of both to clear this all out of the debris that has accumulated in it and to knock back some of that tufty grass that was growing in the way. So that's what this looks like now. When it gets to the other side of this bridge, I'm not that bothered if it sort of dissipates. I don't need it to gush down there, so I tend to leave that. And then I gave the lemon a bit of a prune. I feel like the lemon here may be on its last legs. Trees like this don't last forever, and I have no idea how long it's been here for. But it's certainly taken a bit of a bruising and isn't looking as healthy as it might, especially when you compare it to the orange. But we shall see. I do take care of it, and as I say, I just pruned off some dead wood now that the frosts have passed. And maybe in a week or so's time I'll give both of these another little prune to keep them in size. I'll do the same with this camellia. I'm quite happy with the shape that I've got it at now, but I'll probably just take a little bit off the height. The bay is giving me pyramid for the time being, so I'll leave that be. But the last thing I wanted to show you, which is what I'll be rounding off my day with today, is I'm going to prune this buddleia back down to the ground. Now that it's finished flowering, these are spent flowers, these aren't going to flower now. I did this last year and like literally down to the ground, and now it's way above my height, so it didn't seem to do it any harm. And if anything, I think this plant benefits from that harsh treatment. So what I thought I'd do is I'll prune it, and then maybe sort of on a weekly basis I'll take a little bit of footage and I'll splice it all together, and in a few months' time maybe I'll show you how quickly this grew. But yes, for the time being I'm just going to zoom it and clear some space for the other plants. There we go. From there to here, and from here to the tip, since I can no longer burn this. You can see that there's plenty of new growth springing up on this. I don't literally take it right down to the ground. And fingers crossed it won't take terribly too long for this to start sprouting up again. I was chatting to some baby wallabies which are in the garden. I'm just accumulating a few bits and pieces because this morning is the morning that we are going to recommence work on the wood store. building. We only have the morning because Will has to zoom off in a bit to go and get prepped for his radio show this evening. But we'll get a few bits and pieces done, I think, and then hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to get even more done because we'll have more of the day. Will's just grabbing the stuff there because, as you can see, we have put up most of the roof timbers. We've got one to go, but that can't go up today for reasons that I won't mention. Anyway, so we're very pleased with that. We're starting now to get a feel of what it looks like as a building, what it's going to be like. What's going to happen tomorrow is Will's going to finish off strengthening the timbers by putting in more screws, whilst I go and process some firewood, and then we'll reconvene probably in the afternoon, and our intention is to put up these wall pieces. We're not too sure how the building's going to eventually look. We're still sort of mulling over how much of it's going to have walls, how much of it won't, what the walls will be made out of. But we have some metal at least over there, which is going to go on this side, because that's metal that we acquired second hand. So my thinking there was, if we put it on this wall, this is north facing, which in the southern hemisphere is the equivalent of south facing in the northern hemisphere, which means this side of the building will get quite a lot of sun. So I thought if I put the mankier metal on this side, I can obscure it with plants. And then if we put metal on the other side, we probably won't have enough, so we'll have to buy some. So we can put the nice metal on this side, because this side will be in shade. It won't be possible to grow things up it. So at least this side will look nice. We are thinking, however, maybe of not even putting metal on this side, but we'll see. Tomorrow, hopefully, we'll have at least some of those wall pieces up, and then we'll take it from there.